Section 2 of Madame Butterfly. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Hawaii in June 2010. Section 2 of Madame Butterfly by John Luther Long. Chapter 4. Trouble, meaning joy. And after his going, in the whimsical delight they had practiced together, she named the baby, when it came, Trouble. Every Japanese baby begins with a temporary name. It may be anything, almost, for the little time. She was quite sure he would like the way she had named him Trouble, meaning joy. This was his own oblique way. As for his permanent name, he might have several others before, that was for him to choose when he returned. And this event was to happen, according to his own words, when the robins nested again. And spring and the robins had come. All this to explain why Madame Butterfly and her baby were reclining on the immaculate mats in attitudes of artistic abandon, instead of keeping an august state, as all other Japanese mothers and babes were at this moment doing. American women, we are told, assume more fearless attitudes in the security of their boudoirs than elsewhere. Japanese women, never. Their conduct is eternally the same. It must be as if someone were looking on, always. There is no privacy for them short of the grave. They have no secure boudoirs. But Madame Butterfly, through the courtesy of her American husband, had both these. It will therefore be argued, perhaps, that she is not a typical Japanese woman. But it is only Lieutenant Pinkerton's view about which we are presently concerned. He called her an American refinement of a Japanese product, an American improvement in a Japanese invention, and so on. And since he knew her best, his words concerning her should have a certain ex cathedra authority. I know no more. And she and the maid, and the baby too, were discussing precisely the matters which have interested us hitherto. Pinkerton, his baby, his imminent return, etc. Cho-Cho-san, with a deft jerk that was also a caress, brought the baby into her lap as she sat suddenly up. "Ah, you think he's just like any other baby. But he's a miracle, yes," she insisted belligerently. The sun goddess sent him straight from the bridge of heaven. Because of those prayers so early, oh, so very early, in the morning. Oh, that is the time to pray. She turned the baby violently so that she might see his eyes. Now, did any one ever hear of a Japanese baby with purple eyes? She held him over against the dwarfed wisteria, which grew in a flat bronze koro at the Tokonoma, full of purple blossoms. She addressed the maid Suzuki, who stood by, happy as herself, apparently aware that this subject must always be discussed vehemently. "As purple as that? Answer me, thou giggler, is it not so? Speak! I will have an answer!" Then the maid laughed out a joyous no. If she cherished the Eastern reservations concerning blue eyes and pink cheeks, it was a less heinous offense to lie about it a little than to assert it impolitely. Besides, neither she nor any one else could resist the spirits of her pretty mistress. And these spirits had grown joyously righteous since her marriage and its unfettering. "Nor yet so bald of his head? Say so, quickly!" she insisted with the manner of Pinkerton. Such is example. The maid also agreed to this. And then Cho-Cho-san flung the kicking youngster high above her, turned abandonedly over on her back, in charming if forbidden postures, and juggled with him there. "But ah, you will have hair, will you not? As long and glittering as that of the American women. I will not endure thee else." She became speciously savage. "Speak, thou beggar, speak!" "Goo goo," said the baby, endeavoring diligently to obey. She shook him threateningly. "Ah, you making that nonsense with your parent? Now what is that you speaking with me? Japanese? If it is, I She threatened him direly. But he had evidently already learned to understand her. He gurgled again. "Listen! No one shall speak anything but United States languages in these house. Now, what you thing? You gon' go right outside Shoji first thing you do that." She resumed her own English more ostentatiously she forgot it herself sometimes and pretended to pitch the baby through the fragile paper wall. "Also, tha' 's one thing aeverybody got recomleck. Account it is his house, his wife, his bebby, his maiden, his money oh, aeverything is his. An' he say those time he gone 'way that aexcep' we all talking those United States languages when he come, he gon' bounce us all. Well, I don't get meself bounce, Mr. Trouble. An' you got loog out you don'. Aha! Say, me? I thing if we doing all those thing he as us, he gon' take us at those United States America, and live in his castle. Then he never kin bounce us. Aha!" Chapter 5 A Song of Sorrow and Death and Heaven. A bird flew to the vine in the little porch. "Ah, Suzuki!" But the maid had withdrawn. She clapped her hands violently for her to return. "Now, why do you go away when Her momentary anger fled, and she laughed. "When birds flying to the wistaria. Go quickly, little maiden, and see if he's a robin and if he has completed his nest. Quickly!" The maid returned and said that he was indeed a robin, but that he had no nest there as yet. "Oh, how is he slow! Suzuki, let us find 'nother robin, one that is more industrious and domestic. Aha, ha ha!" "They are all alike," said the girl cynically. "They not. Say so." Suzuki giggled affirmatively. When her mistress took so violently to English, she preferred to express herself in this truly Japanese fashion. "Inform me, if you please, how much nearer beggary we are to-day than yesterday, Suzuki." The girl had exact information for her on this subject. She said they had just 17 yen, 54 sen, 2 rin. Alas, alas! How we have waste his beautiful monies! Tha' 's shame. But he will not permit that we starve, account he know we have no one aexcep' him. We all outcasted. Now loog how that is bad. So jus' when it is all gone, he will come with more, lig the stories of ole Kazabu. Oh, lig story of uncombed Ronin, who make a large oath that he gon' be huge fool if he dress his hair until his lord arrive back from the banishment. Lo, when they cutting his haid off him, account he don't comb his hair, his lord arrive back and say, 'What they doing with him?' and reward him great deal, account he constant until he most dead. So, jus' when we gone out on the street, mebby to find him, you with trouble on your back, me with my samisen, standing up before all the people, singing funeral songs with faces oh 'bout mos' so long," she illustrated liberally. "Sad garments, hair all ruffled, so dancing liddle, so" she indicated how she should dance, "and saying out ver' loud, 'O ye people, listen, for the love of all the 800,000 gods and goddesses! Behold, we, a poor widow, and a bebby what got purple eyes, which had husban', which gone off at United States America to naever return no more, naever! Aexcep' you have seen him? No? See? This what I thing. Oh, how that is most terrible! We giving up all our august ancestors, and gods, and people, and country, oh, aeverything jus' for him, and now he don't naever come no more. Oh, how that is sad! Is it not? Also, he don't even divorce us so that we kin marry with 'nother mans an' git some food.